Maybe you've been working on yourself for a long time. You've read books, tried meditations, repeated affirmations, and even attended retreats. But deep down, something doesn't quite fit. You feel there are days when you vibrate high, but soon you fall back into the same cycle of doubts, frustration, or disconnection. Why does this happen? Why do some people seem to flow with life with unshakable serenity while you're stuck between progress and setbacks? The answer might hurt, but it can also set you free. It's not about how much you do, but about who you're being internally. Most people haven't been trained to recognize the true signs of a high vibration, and that's the problem. Today, I want to reveal the 5 secret traits that high vibration people share, though almost no one talks about them. These aren't about superficial spirituality or showing outer calm while your mind is in chaos. I'm talking about deep energetic patterns, inner signals, and conscious attitudes that make the difference between those who try to vibrate high and those who embody it. Because yes, your vibration can rise, but without a real transformation of your being, that vibration collapses. These 5 traits are like invisible pillars. They aren't always visible, but they hold up your entire energetic reality. When you understand and apply them, you start attracting people, events, and synchronicities that seemed out of reach before. More importantly, you stop depending on your surroundings to feel peace. You discover that peace doesn't come from outside. It's something you radiate. Why doesn't anyone talk about these traits? Because they don't sell instant formulas. They require introspection, radical honesty, and presence. But if you're here, it's because your soul is ready. You'll feel it as we go along. Each trait I share will be a key, an activation. I'm not speaking from theories. I'm speaking from what transforms, from what leaves a mark. So stay until the end, because this knowledge won't just show you how to raise your vibration. It will reveal what it truly means to live in coherence with your deepest truth. There's no high vibration without authenticity. I'm not talking about being yourself, like superficial self-help says. I mean a raw, vibrant authenticity that comes when you stop acting to fit in and start living from the deepest truth of your being. High vibration people don't conform to the world's molds. They overflow them. They don't need approval to walk their path. They don't force likability or dim their light to avoid discomfort. Their pure, unmasked presence emits a frequency so strong it lifts those around them without trying. This authenticity comes from facing the fear of not being accepted. It comes from confronting the social, family, and cultural conditioning that taught you to suppress your uniqueness, censor your passions, and silence your soul. It's the energy born when you choose to break that invisible contract with the system that said, be who you're supposed to be loved. Authentic souls make the opposite pact. I'll be who I am, even if it means losing everything except myself. The Kabbalion teaches that the universe is mental, and if it's mental, all creation starts in the mind. But it only comes to life when backed by the soul's coherence. Authenticity is that coherence, when your mind, heart, and actions align with your inner truth. It's not about always saying what you think. It's about living in integrity with who you know you are. That integrity creates a pure vibration untouched by doubt or guilt. That's the vibration that transforms spaces. From deep psychology, Carl Jung spoke of individuation, the path to becoming who you truly are by shedding the ego's masks. In that journey, you discover your shadow. All you denied about yourself isn't your enemy. It's the part waiting to be integrated. High vibration people don't run from their shadow. They embrace it. They don't fear showing their humanity because they know true expansion comes from honesty. Radical authenticity isn't comfortable, but it's liberating. It takes spiritual courage, and that courage becomes an unquenchable light. When you're authentic, your vibration doesn't need to shout. Your presence speaks the soul's language, and the universe responds. High vibration people aren't those living in a bubble of constant happiness. They've developed an extraordinary ability to feel deeply without losing their center. They've learned to navigate emotional storms without letting the inner waves drag them away. That's emotional mastery, one of the most powerful and misunderstood traits on the spiritual path. It's not about suppressing emotions or faking calm when you're trembling inside. It's about recognizing each emotion as a frequency, a passing vibration. The elevated soul doesn't flee sadness or deny anger. It embraces them consciously, listens to them as messengers, and honors them as processes. The key is not identifying with them. You can feel fear without being fear. You can feel frustration without becoming it. That loving distance is the start of true freedom. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells Arjuna, "Be unmoved by pleasure or pain. They come and go like heat and cold." This isn't resignation, it's vibrational wisdom. A soul not enslaved by emotional reactions vibrates at a stable, high, serene frequency. It's like a mountain. Rain may fall, winds may roar, but its essence stays untouched. That's the energy that transforms, not because it reacts strongly, but because it responds from the center. Modern science, through Joe Dispenza's brain scans and field measurements, shows that when the heart and mind align, the body emits an orderly, expansive electromagnetic signal. This only happens when emotions harmonize, not because you control them forcefully, but because you observe them without judgment. It's daily training. Every time you choose not to explode, not to play the victim, not to get hooked, you're rewiring your vibration. High vibration people aren't defined by never feeling negative emotions. They're defined by how they transmute them. They see every emotion as a path back to the soul. Every sadness is a call to self-love. Every anger a chance to set compassionate boundaries. Every fear a teacher showing where light is still needed. Instead of reacting, they create. Instead of hating, they stay. Instead of judging themselves, they embrace. That's mastery, not controlling, not resisting, but holding yourself with love in the emotional wave until the higher vibration takes over. Vibrating high isn't floating. It's anchoring in the heart while the world moves. From that place, everything you touch transforms. One of the quietest yet most powerful traits of high vibration people is detachment. Don't mistake this for coldness or indifference. True detachment isn't disconnecting from life. It's learning to love without possessing, to walk without clinging, to flow without losing your center. It's the sacred art of living intensely without becoming a slave to what you've lived. Those who vibrate high know everything external is temporary. Relationships, achievements, possessions, even ideas. These are the soul's stages, not its essence. Conscious detachment comes from realizing none of these define who you are. You can enjoy, share, and give fully, but without the desperate need to hold on, because your wholeness doesn't depend on anything that can be lost. The Kybalion teaches the principle of rhythm. Everything rises and falls, flows in and out. Understanding this shifts your vibration. You see, life breathes. What comes also goes. Those who cling to the rise suffer in the fall, but those who accept the rhythm navigate existence like masters of flow. This isn't resignation, it's vibrational wisdom. From neuroscience, this has backing. The brain craves control and habit, but when you practice detachment, allowing uncertainty without resistance, you rewire anxiety circuits. Instead of reacting to the unknown, you learn to observe, trust, and surrender. Joe Dispenza explains that in conscious emotional detachment, the nervous system aligns and the body regenerates. High vibration people don't fight life, they listen. If something or someone must go, they let it go without drama, knowing what's real stays and what leaves was just passing through. Detachment doesn't make you insensitive, it makes you wise. You love more deeply because you love from freedom, not need. The soul expresses, not the ego that wants to possess. Imagine someone who smiles when something beautiful arrives but doesn't break when life changes, who is grateful for what's lived and keeps walking without being chained to any ending. That person vibrates high. Their energy is light, expansive, open. There's no rigidity, so the universe trusts them with more because they don't cling. They serve, love, create, and release. Conscious detachment is inner alchemy. Proof you've understood your power doesn't lie in what you control, but in what you can release with love. One of the clearest signs of high vibration isn't how much someone meditates or how spiritual they seem. It's who they choose to surround themselves with. High vibration souls develop a powerful quality over time, selective strength. It's a blend of wisdom, intuition, and self-love that lets them instantly recognize which relationships expand them and which drain them. It's not about judging. It's about protecting their energetic field like a sacred flower in a desert. When you raise your vibration, you can't stay in environments of complaints, conflict, or superficiality. Not because you think you're better, but because you know your energy is sacred. The awakened soul understands every conversation, glance, and interaction is a vibrational exchange. Not everyone is ready to hold the light you're cultivating, so they choose with clarity, sometimes silently. Gnosticism taught that the soul must guard against the world's voices, as many come from illusion, not spirit. That illusion is relationships kept out of habit, guilt, or fear of being alone. But those who vibrate high know authentic solitude is far more nourishing than toxic company. Staying in relationships out of inertia is like trying to fly with stones tied to your wings. Science backs this too. Studies on heart coherence show our hearts energetically sync with those around us. Spend enough time with someone anxious, negative, or complaining, and your nervous system adapts to that frequency. Not from weakness, but from human connection. You can reverse this by consciously choosing environments that elevate your field. High vibration people become guardians of their energy. They don't respond automatically or agree to everything. They learn to say no with firmness and love. They step away from what doesn't vibrate with their peace and gravitate toward people who inspire, listen from the soul, and hold truth. They don't seek quantity, they seek depth. When they find that real connection, they nurture it like a temple. This selective strength isn't rejection, it's love. A soul that loves itself doesn't trade its light to fit in. It doesn't stay where it can't bloom or sacrifice itself for acceptance. It knows its vibration is its home, and only those who also choose to rise should dwell there. Learning to choose who enters your space isn't selfishness. It's evolution. Those who master this take a firm step toward vibrational freedom. The fifth, perhaps most powerful trait, is the ability to consciously manifest a reality aligned with the soul, not through empty, visualize and it's yours formulas. High vibration people manifest not from desperate desire, but from vibrational coherence. That's the true key. Being, feeling, and acting in harmony with what you want before it arrives. The reality doesn't respond to what you say you want. It responds to what you are in vibration. If you say, I'm abundant, but vibrate in lack, the universe hears your frequency, not your words. That frequency is built from three inner dimensions: thought, emotion, and action. When these align, creative coherence is born, and manifestation becomes a consequence, not a possibility. Joe Dispenza's scientific studies show people in deep heart coherence altered their emotions, biology, perception of time, and even life events. Why? Their aligned electromagnetic field resonated with the intelligence of the quantum field, where like attracts like. Hermeticism said it long ago: as within, so without, as above, so below. High vibration people don't force outcomes or chase with anxiety. They become the vibration of what they desire and let it come. Knowing everything they seek already exists, it only becomes visible when their frequency aligns with it. This isn't magic. It's vibrational physics. Creative coherence starts with presence. You can't create if you're not here. Then comes elevated emotion, gratitude, love, certainty. Finally, conscious action. You must act as if you're already living the reality you want, dressing, walking, speaking, and choosing as if it's here. That conviction embodies your desire, and the universe responds, not because you're asking, but because you're emitting it. High vibration people don't just manifest for themselves. They know their personal creation impacts the collective field. Every act of coherence raises the environment's frequency. They create from the soul, not the ego, from expansion, not lack. Their reality becomes a living reflection of their highest truth. True manifestation isn't a trick, it's inner alchemy. Those who master it understand something sacred. The universe doesn't give you what you desire, it gives you what you vibrate. Now you know what many overlook. The true traits of high vibration people aren't about appearances, fleeting techniques, or pretty words. They're about radical authenticity, emotional mastery, conscious detachment, selective strength, and creative coherence. Each trait isn't just an idea, it's a portal to a completely different way of life. A life where you stop reacting and start creating. A life where you stop surviving and start expanding. Maybe as you explored these inner paths, something in you began to awaken. Perhaps you felt the resonance of what you already knew but had forgotten. If so, know this isn't by chance. Your soul brought this message to your awareness because you're ready. You're ready to stop seeking answers outside. You're ready to remember everything you long for already exists within, waiting to be unleashed through your conscious vibration. This isn't a path of perfection. It's not about never feeling fear, doubt, or exhaustion. It's about remembering again and again that your center is stronger than any external storm. It's about choosing daily to act in coherence with your truth, even when the world tempts you to forget. It's about walking in authenticity, even if it means walking alone at times. Only those brave enough to stay true to their soul can sustain a vibration that lights up their life and others. Raising your vibration isn't selfish. Every time you choose to vibrate higher, you silently contribute to the collective field. Every wound you heal, every time you choose love over fear, every time you hold your integrity against temptation, you open invisible paths for others. You become a lighthouse in the fog. You don't need to convince anyone. Your vibration speaks for you. The choice is now yours. You can let this knowledge fade as fleeting inspiration, or you can make it a living practice. Every moment, thought, and decision is a chance to raise your frequency, to remember who you are, to manifest from truth, and to be a living testament to what happens when the soul takes the helm of life. Thank you for sharing this sacred space with me. Thank you for letting your energy expand a little more with each word. If this message resonated with your heart, let me know in the comments which traits your soul feels ready to strengthen. With that said, thank you for reading, and until next time.